Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your presence here today. Thank you. Today I'm going to my topic. I want to talk about the ultimate health, or you could say the purpose of life. For most of us, health, wealth, happiness, self-accomplishment, that's all for our desires and dreams of this life. But if there's somebody say, all this health, wealth, happiness, and self-achievement or accomplishment is secondary, because comparing to what I'm going to say here today. If there's a being or human being that can be always be calm, peaceful, full of love, and he or she can always be a state of blissful, enjoyful, also joyful. Everything he touches, sees, smells, tastes, even thinks. He found a great pleasant feeling in it, experience in it. If such a person can, fire any constructive thought, any thought, creative, efficient, and at the same time he can also fire or seize any thought that is dysfunctional, negative, and even there's no such a thought in his or her mind anymore. And everything he sees, soars, touches, he found he's deeply connected to him or to her. He's resourceful, or he has a state of being that he's one with everything, and everything is one with him or herself. He feels the room is greatest, the great poem or words appointing that you are not one drop in the ocean. You're the whole entire ocean in one drop. And also he feels all the sages' teaching. You could say Jesus' love, Shiva's power, Buddha's wisdom, Lao's non-doing. He can not only understand them, their teaching fully, but also experientially, existentially, to be it. What do you think about that? You can be part of it. Everybody can be. Maybe you may think I'm crazy, out of my mind. But if what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to pointing, rings a bell in your heart now, and we can directly experience it by meditation, through your effort, if there's any effort lead. And you are it, and nobody can take it away. The only thing we need to do is to unveil, is to, unpeel the illusion we have. Okay, let's try to taste it by our direct experience. In this way, in this context, um, meditation kicks in. Meditation is a master tool. That's why there's so many people go to mountains, temples, to try to realize it, to become it. Actually, in our home, especially in this special time, maybe thanks to COVID-19, we are forced to stay at home, to have less external activity, and truly or be physically at home. But what is your ultimate home? It's time to discover now. I just want to try to bring a message that this greatest potential that everybody could have. And let's give you an analogy, a metaphor before we have the meditation. You know, science have a model that this cosmos we are experiencing right now was created from a Big Bang, which was 13.8 billion years ago. 13.8 billion years is such a long time beyond our imagination. Now let's scale it down or compress it into one Earth calendar year. In that scale, every second represents or equals to 500 years. Actually, the exact number is 438 years, if I'm right. So we just roughly remember it as every second. If we compact or scale down all the 13.8 billion years into one calendar year, every second equals to 500 years. So that means for every one of us, we have this 0.2 seconds we call life or our lifespan. So life is short, but it's not. If you can zoom out and zoom out and zoom out to a level that you have the whole cosmos picture in front of you, that from this 13.8 billion years, you will know that the first galaxy, there's a galaxy of Milky Way, then Sun, solar system, Earth, then this is the cosmological evolution, okay, which is the Earth, if I'm right, is around August, the end of August, or the early of September, if in that whole cosmic year, Earth was born around that time. And you know what happened later? There's a single cellular cell, multicellular cell, more complex organism. There's fish or non-vertebrate animals. Then we have fish. We have reptiles. We have plants, mammals, and eventually human. It takes such a long time, and we call this how to say, cosmological and ecological. Sorry, I forgot that name. The evolution of organism. Then, if you look at the whole picture of this cosmos, all the human beings in the past 20, in the past 10,000 years, there's a statistic show that 110 billion people or human have been walking on this planet Earth. 110 billion people, like you and like me, have been walking on this planet or planet Earth. So if you have this total picture of what's going on for us and in the past, and if you zoom out enough at the age of cosmos to have this clear picture, then imagine another picture is in a very um, beautiful summer night. If you go to fields, if it's hot enough, you may find there's a fireflies. A firefly is an insect with at the end of its tail, it can ignite uh, emission of lights, flashing of lights at its tail, at the end of his body. So we call that insect animal fireflies. So in the summer nights, if you're lucky in love, you can watch a beautiful picture of flashes everywhere. The lights are flashing by these insects, fireflies. That's here, there. It's a beautiful, like a glimpse of lights here and there, and it's a very beautiful picture. So with that understanding, and if you like stand at the edge of cosmos, and you have the total picture of whole cosmological and evolution, or biological. Yes, that's the word I want to say. The biological evolution, and in the 10,000 years, which only equals 20 seconds in this whole cosmic calendar year. At that 20 seconds, there's 110 billion flashes of that light, like fireflies in the summer lights. And every flash is a birth and death of human, just like us. Flash here, flash there. 110 billion flashes, but very short. One flash is one death and birth of human. Wow. I don't know what feeling do you have now. You should be feel the awe that you're looking at this picture. All the histories, all the stories, kings, farmers, sad stories, love stories, family stories, all the literature, poem, all the creation, civilization of human being, of whole humanity happens in that 20 seconds. And for most of us, we just focus completely on these 20 seconds. We forget about the rest part of the cosmic year. There's another 364 days, 23 hours, 69 minutes, and 40 seconds. You lose, for most of us, we lost that picture, the rest of picture, and all our focus is at 20 seconds or even the 0.2 seconds. We call this life. That's called out of balance. You see only, we see only the leaves, the trees. We miss the whole picture of the whole forest. In Chinese, 只见树木，不见森林. So, sorry, just 1 second. I'm cooking something. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's my recent understanding. I think everyone can realize it, can have full realization of who you are, that you can constantly, in every space-time, you're fully contact with cosmos. Also including our families, everything you touch, everything you see, everything you smell, taste, hear, the birds, the sound, the delicious food, the water flowing in your hands, the wind in the sky, the floating clouds in the sky, is part of you. It's like the whole cosmos, every element in nature is serving you, is contributing to your realization that you are one with them. Imagine that. What could be the highest purpose of life than that? There's no higher purpose of life than that. You can call this is enlightenment. You become part of God. Any word you want to say. Blissful, peaceful, calm, full of energy, full of love. You want to share. It's overwhelming love, like spring out from you. Beautiful. And you can do it. That's your nature. You cannot never lose it. It's a funny story. You can never lose what you are. You can lose what you are not. That's the Buddha nature. That's Jesus' love. Shiva's power. Inside. Right now. In your heart. Can you feel it? That's a direct experience. To bring peace, love, wisdom to this world. Imagine if everybody can reach this level of consciousness. There is ever war, conflicts, terrorism, fights, hatreds, anger, depression, sadness. There's no such a thing. If everybody can reach that level of consciousness, that's the fundamental healing of every problem, and you can be part of it, my dear friend. This is a message I'm bringing to you. And all the worldly desires, like I said in the beginning, health, wealth, happiness, and self-accomplishment will follow you if you still need it. But most of the time, in your view, it becomes secondary, because now you have this priority of oneness, wholeness, harmony with everything, every human, every animal, trees, the whole cosmos. This is the ultimate purpose of life. Don't waste this so-called limited life. No, it's a big deal. If you are the creator of this cosmos, everything, animals, trees, plants, everything, plants, also galaxies, planets, stars, neutrons, neutron star, any dark matter, dark energy, what you name it, there's a creator of all these. Do you think? Sorry. And now, as human being, we are end product of this whole evolution, of whole this design. As a human being, we have this capability to understand this powerful design of creator, of this designer. Now, at this moment, you connect to the Mother Universe. A lost child has returned her home. And for this moment, returning to this ultimate home, Mother Universe has been waited 13.8 billion years. Imagine when you come into this ultimate home and hugging with this Mother Universe. What a blissful hugging it is. Mother Universe will cry for you because he has been waited for a very, very long time. 13.8 billion time. Crazy. But you can do it. You are it. Only practice or effort we need to do, if there's something to do, is to unveil the whole illusion, the whole conceptualization, the whole projection, the whole limitation based on your understanding. We could say, but by your definition of who you are, based on your education, study, your childhood, your family history, on your job, your job, Everybody have this limited version of who am I, and also limited version of who this cosmos is, what the nature is not the right understanding. That's why in Buddhist teaching, there's 8 noble truths. The first one is right view. When we have this right view we're talking about just now, everything will fall into places. Every effort, time, energy, every attention, intention will follow this realization. You won't waste any minute, any second, any nanosecond anymore. You won't become it, stabilize it, but be familiar with it. Because now, if you follow my teaching, or I won't say it's teaching, it's just sharing or experience, you have a little test of it. You want to test it more, strongly, very urgently. You want to test it more. You don't want to lose it anymore. Every enlightened person being is at first a glimpse of light insight or enlightenment we call satori in Zen Buddhism. They want to catch it, want to hold it. Wow, beautiful. You feel so good. So good. It's beyond words, actually. Words is very weak at this point. Bliss, power, inner strength, stability, wisdom, calm, full of love, compassion. It's a trace of it. It's a fragrance of this thing or no thing I'm talking about. In Buddhism, there's one word for that. I love it. Is tathata. T-A-T-H-A-T-A. Tathata. In Chinese, 真如法性. You can have a lot of different names, but it's all pointing to this realization. Okay, maybe you can try to tap into it by meditation. So again, we have quick meditation. Let's first have an object in front of you. You just look at it. It could be a pencil, could be your computer. You are noticing its existence, its object in front of you, table, room, anything. And notices, and also pay attention to the sound, any sound you are noticing now. And let's get closer. The interface between external and internal is our body, the physical body. So feel your hands, your breath, your feet, your heartbeat, you feel still enough, you can feel its palpitation. And feel your whole body. Don't separate with your hand or feet or breath, or feel your whole body as one. Now let's getting closer. The thoughts or the mind. Mind is more bigger category. Your perception, cognition, um, it's a set of faculties, or the power of thinking too, imagination, perception, and so on. So we call mind. Feel your thought right now. Feel your, like watching your thought. Pay attention to the thought and the mind. So this attention, or this is the most subtle attention. Watch your thoughts. Okay, now next is the key. That you don't, you're perceiving all the external objects, room, table, and internal, your body sensation, feelings, emotions, um, and thoughts as one. So external and internal as one phenomena. You don't differentiate one thing from another anymore. You just call this isness, both outside and inside of you. One. You may call it now. Actually, the now I'm pointing here is not a term of time. It's now. What is happening in this space-time? You may say it's a space-time. Isness, suchness, thusness. They're very, very funny words pointing. Now, if you're perceiving all these phenomena, who is perceiving? Who are you right now? Perceiving all these phenomena. Maybe you can, if you catch me, you are the awareness of behind all these phenomena, objects, thoughts, feelings, emotions, body sensation. You're the awareness behind it, you see? Direct experience. Easy. It was there when you were born. It was there when you're a toddler, a baby. It was there when you're a student reading a book. It was there when you're doing a job after graduation from colleges or universities. It was there when we get married, or maybe you're too young. It was there 10 minutes ago. It was there 1 minute ago. It was there 1 second ago. And it is here now. It will be here and now. 1 minute later, it will be here and now. 1 hour later, 1 day later, 1 year later, 10 years later. The pure awareness was, is, and will be forever here and here with you. You can never lose it. How can you lose your awareness? Without awareness, nothing happens within you. You cannot hear my voice. And this is the thread. Your awareness is the thread, connects all your memory, all your history, all your job, all your doing, your child, your adult, your future, your plans for the future. This is the one that connects all the beings like a mala, connecting everything, but there's one thread in it. That's your awareness. How can you lose it, my friend? If you have this understanding and direct experience, you will recognize you as the awareness instead of body, mind, and all the phenomena in front of you. You're the never changing awareness, pure consciousness. That's called enlightenment. I'm not saying you deny the body mind. No, not at all. Now you have very, you can watch your body mind function very well and play with it. And you can use your body mind to serve the whole humanity. From this point of view, the view that you are the pure awareness, that never change but contains all the changes. The dynamic fluid, the dynamic interaction between yin and yang. You see, I'm a practitioner of Chinese medicine, so if you look at and Chinese medicine is the origin is to the Taoism, if you want to say. So the very simple picture of Taoism is that black and white fish, right? There's a little dot eye, we call eye, in the both fish, and there's a like dynamic S line between yin and yang. This is a still picture of a dynamic, never change, ever changing world, and everything. So if you have real this picture and understanding of who you are, you can experiencing right now the dynamic S line between you and the world. If this say the black fish is your consciousness, the never change, the never changing of who you are, the pure consciousness, and the white fish is the ever changing dynamic world. Now you can always be the S line. You are always balanced. You know, the whole Chinese medicine teaching is about balance. Now you are at the ultimate level of balancing. From there, everything will fall into balance in every different scales. As a human, as a society, at this body, at its relation to nature, to your partners, to your loved ones, you'll become completely harmonious. That's the self-inquiry, not the small s, but big S self-inquiry. If you know Ramana Maharshi, the sage, in the middle of 20th century, Ramana Maharshi had this movement we call this self-inquiry. That's where, that's what he tried to pointing self-inquiry, the beautiful, the most fundamental, the most powerful, blissful self-discovery. Okay, that's all for today. Too much nonsense here today. But if it rings a bell in your heart, try to find by yourself this self-discovery. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye now.